Hmm. Hmm. Huh. This seems fine. That looks less fine. Huh. That's fine. Oh! Well, that's less fine. Yeah, that's probably a bad sign. Huh. Huh. Okay. Maybe we can fix it. Well, that seems like a bad thing. My fuel is at 167 C and 6 megapascals. What's that about? Why is it so hot? Okay. Fuel tank. What have they done to my boy? This is so much worse. It was a lot more legible before. Okay. Anyway, moving past it. So now it's just nitrous. This used to be nitrous and volatiles. What was it like? I think it was like about 3C at like 5 megapascals, something like that. So why is it only nitrous and why is it 167 Celsius? Let's work this out. Oh god, I'm gonna have to use a phase diagram to play this game now, aren't I? Oh my god, oh no. Okay, I looked it up. Yeah, so this needs to be 167 C. Okay, so what would have happened, right? At the pressure it was at the temperature it was at, the nitrous would have turned into a liquid, and it would have caused the tank pipes to explode. That's what we saw at the start. So what the game did to fix that was to dramatically increase the temperature and pressure of the nitrous so that it would stay as a gas at the relative mole count it was at, which is 9.87 kilomoles, but then it had to delete all the volatiles or it would just explode. Oh my, listen, devs, listen, this is an achievement, this is a seriously impressive modeling of atmospherics, but it's too much for me, man. This is a computer game, bro. I gotta frickin' break out the physics textbook just to play Stationeers? Oh, God. I don't know if I'm willing to do that. Yeah, let's, hold on. New plan. Ah, much better. Smooth brain friendly gaming. Hey everybody, welcome back to Stationeers, and welcome back to the old update. This is not the new atmospherics update. I know that's going to be very disappointing for a lot of you to hear. I know a lot of people want me to check it out, to explain things, see how it's going. Honest, simple truth is, I have no idea myself. I haven't even been able to try it out really, beyond watching the base blow up. I am very, very busy at work. Largely unemployed is a bit of a misnomer at this point in my life.
So, what'd you think of...
Largely unemployed.
Pretty great guy, right?
Oh, he's a liar.
I've just started a new project at work, in fact, and we're talking like 6 hours of overtime a day. So, sleep has become a myth, but I am very employed at the moment, so I need to get through the finalization of this base as quickly as possible. At least that's the dream. I want to get it ready for you, the viewer. That's right. I'm going to be putting this up on the Steam Workshop for you guys to play around with. You can take the base as far as you want. You can, play it on the new update. You can play it on this update. It doesn't matter. If you want to go back to this update, as I showed in the intro, you just go ahead to your Steam page. You hit Properties, select Betas, and then select the previous patch. It's locked in at the pre-atmospherics version. I spoke to the dev and on their Discord, very nice people, and they were able to add it. So, just something to be aware of if that's something you're interested in. As you can see, I'm printing rocket parts. I'm going to make 3 more rockets. I want all 4 over there today, by the end of today, and so all the printers are working overtime to get that done. Let's make some fuel tanks as well next. I need Electrum and Invar, and that's the other thing. So while we run around making all of the things, we also need to go and make all of the alloys and the resources we'll need to actually print the rockets. There's one more thing I want to show you before we get started on that. That's the goal for today, is to get the base presentable. It's not finished, unfortunately, but I am out of time to finish it, but it's pretty close to finished. This is my very basic automation setup for the gas fuel generator. I wish I'd included this in the tutorial. I completely forgot. As you can see, it's set to check for 95% battery. I'll show you how we do that. And it turns itself off and on again whenever it detects that the batteries drop below. Now, the one thing I will say with the setup is that it has no way to double down on the test. So if it so happens that this thing turns on, right, and then turns off, and then needs to be turned on again before these conditions are met, it will not work. It'll break. Because what happens, let me just explain the system and it becomes a bit more clear. So just like everything else we've done, we are reading a value, checking it against a value we already know, and then writing the output of that check to the device we want to change the state of. So here, I'm reading 0.95. That's the ratio. 1 is 100%. So just be careful, don't type 95 if you're trying to check the ratio. It's got to be a decimal. Over here is the logic writer. What that's going to do, of course, is take our comparison and write it to the gas fuel generator. And here's our compare unit. And this does exactly what we've done 100 times before. It checks the status of the batteries, which come off from the red line. You know, the one we've been using to read the battery values. This number right here, it's the same line, comes in the northern data port of the compare unit. So we're checking the memory against that amount, and if that amount is less than what we want in the memory, we send an on signal to the gas fuel generator. It flicks itself on, and it charges up until we get to 95%. So basically, it's just going to keep the batteries at almost full forever. We can tweak this, of course, as we can with all things. If I just go here and I set you to 0.97, we can go ahead and do this, and you'll see it should turn it on, and it'll just stay on now. And of course, this is still functioning just like it was. It takes a little while for the gases to stabilize, but then it'll stabilize around, I found it's about 20 degrees, and then it goes up by 0.1 degrees in small increments over about an hour. It's very efficient. As you can see, this is now charging up to 0.97. Once it gets there, we're chilling. So this is what I wanted to show you. This is the problem that happens. We are not at 0.97. We are not at 97% full, but this thing is off. What has happened? The conditions in this chamber drop below the values needed to keep this thing active. It's too cold. The pressure's fine, but it's too cold, right? Now, this thing is still sending a signal of 1. It's still sending an on signal repeatedly to that, but the way the game does it is that this signal is not repeated. It's not sent every 5 seconds or 10 seconds or something. It's not pulsed. It is sent once. And that means that if this thing shuts off while this is still on, then it gets stuck. It will not continue. So you have to manually cycle it, which is why we've still got this switch, until it satisfies the conditions, and then it can work along that margin. So basically, you've got to, just like you did the first time, you've got to do a one-time prime to get the batteries as full as you want them to be, and then it seems like it's able to maintain it around that boundary. That's the vibe I'm getting. So we're just going to have to constantly tweak this until we heat the gas up enough that it stabilizes, or at least we get over this percentage, and then so that this thing can just turn on for short bursts, long enough, there we go, to hit the 97% we're looking for. Again, I'm trying to do it without the IC circuits. I think that is, for new players, I think it's really important that people show how you can do this stuff without just programming it, because a lot of people don't want to have to learn a programming language to play a computer game. Okay, cool. That's that. There we go. So now we are at 97%. It'll turn itself off because it got too cold. And we should see once the power drops below the threshold we've set, which of course is 97. You can add as many decimal points as you want to that. If you want 97.1523444, you could do that. I wouldn't recommend it. Adds complication, but there you go. It's turned on, and we're at 97, and now it's just going to constantly cycle between those two states. It's as easy as it can get. You need a memory, a writer, and a compare unit. I don't know why I didn't do this earlier. I think I hadn't figured it out yet. I hadn't even thought about it, and I was like, I'll get to it. And then guess what? He never got to it. Surprise, surprise. Okay, what do we need to continue the work? The great work. We need Electrum, we need Invar. Let's make Electrum and Invar. 2, 3. Let's do a batch of... You know what? Let's do a batch of 600. It's just 1-to-1 ratio. Nice and easy. Nickel is up to 2... It'll be, 300. Perfect. And then I need another 6 of these. We only got 23 iron left. That is the problem with the mining rockets, is that they do not produce resources on a curve. So if you use the deep drills and you use the centrifuges to cycle, to filter the ores out of the deep drills, what you will get in the end is a sort of a curved distribution of resources. You will get significantly more iron and copper than you do anything else, and that's good because those are the resources you use the most, right? Iron, gold, so it sort of goes iron, copper, gold, silicon in that order of usefulness. And then all these other ones are kind of just mixers, with the exception, of course, of coal. The problem with the rocket is it kind of mines everything evenly. So the number is a little bit lower now because I've been making alloys for my various, stellite, inconel, and stuff. But if you see over time, these silos will fill up almost evenly. It's not quite perfect, but it's almost even. So just something to be aware of is that is a major flaw with the rocket mining, is that they will overflow. And you'll find you end up with like 600 lead stacks and one iron because you've only been using the iron. Well, now you know why. It's a very long-term problem. I think it would probably take about 50 to 80 hours of gameplay with just one rocket before it becomes a problem. But if you've got lots of people on your server, or you've got lots of friends mining this or working the same resources, you will have a problem. Oh, and it looks like I burst my waste pipe. Okay, that's fine. We can fix that.
OSHA inspections can occur at any time during normal business hours.
I blew up my area power controller. I knocked that pipe out. The fuel tank's fine. The mod consoles are fine. Okay, cool. I happened to, overpressurized this waste pipe, and it went kaboomy. I actually do need to route this waste tank into this waste pipe over here, the one that goes to the vent on the backside, so I can actually just vent this, because I was storing it to recapture the gas, but we just don't need that anymore. So, let me do that. That's another project we need to do before this base is handed over, so that no one dies. Okay, cool. There we go. Floor's back in place. We can now put this all back, and I think we're looking a whole lot better. So this now goes, it takes a turn down there, runs underneath, and connects up to the vent line, which does mean that, yes, this pipe needs to be open, and it is. So both of those valves work in conjunction. So this will allow it through to the vent line, and this goes the gas recapture line as well. I probably don't need two. Yeah, I don't need two valves. In fact, so let's remove this one, because that just complicates things for no reason. Let's just put this one in here. So that just connects up to that line. It just increases the volume over which that entire waistline distributes. And I need to clear out my inventory, man. This is full. Let's go put down these launch pads. Then, of course, we'll also need all the supplementary stuff to make the rockets rocket. How do I want this to face? I think I want the corners to be on the outer edges. Yeah. So we'll do it something like this. Yeah, because otherwise this would have needed to face in here. And that probably would have been better in hindsight, but it's okay. We'll do it like this. All right, so then you need a bunch of steel plates to get finished. But we can put down the engine so long. And the engine's going to go there, there. There we go. Okay, cool. Oh, it was 16 on the dot. Look at that. Oh, and we actually do have a fuel tank. We can go put that on one of them too. Lots of steel sheets, plastic sheets, electronic parts, all the stuff in my future here. Fuel tank, you're going to go right over there. Okay, while we make some more steel in order to produce those kit tanks we need for the fuel tanks, allow me to say a quick word of congratulations and thanks to the developers. What you have produced here with this latest atmospherics update is genuinely one of the most phenomenal feats of simulation engineering I've ever seen. To my mind, it is on the level of something like Kerbal Space Program or Dwarf Fortress, which I know is really high praise, but I mean it from a place of sincerity. And especially the first one, the Kerbal Space Program, right? When I started playing KSP, 2013, I think it was. I was a first-year law student who could barely smash two numbers together and get an accurate answer. I'm not like a math guy, you know? I'm not an idiot, but I'm also not particularly smart in that way. And I found that KSP made orbital mechanics so intuitive that despite not having a background in it at all, I can now, within, some degree of accuracy, picture how two rockets would be able to rendezvous in orbit, right? And actually pull it off in the game. And, if everything goes right, maybe in real life one day too. But the simple fact of the matter is that would have been completely and entirely impossible without a system of sort of intuitive instruction that a game like KSP provides. And that is what Stationeers has provided me for other sorts of problems. I've played games like Factorio and Dyson Sphere Program, and well, actually that's not a very good example, but Factorio is a really good example, right? Of games that have really complex logic systems that, if you understand them, you can achieve great things. I never understood them. I didn't find combinators and all those things particularly intuitive in the slightest, and I really, really struggled trying to sort of, get interested in them. Stationeers has done the complete opposite for me. Stationeers has turned things that previously completely put me off games. If someone's like, oh, it's got a really in-depth logic control system, that's for me, that's just like, okay, well, I'm not going to play this, I guess. Stationeers has made it so intuitive, so easy to understand, that I actually use logic circuits. I make tutorials where I use logic circuits. I'm no longer terrified of the concept of logic. It is an incredible achievement in that regard alone. You've made one person's life a hell of a lot better, so thank you for that. This is an educational tool in that sense, like I've never seen before, and I'm pretty sure that this new Atmospherics update is going to do that for a lot of people who struggle to understand the complex interactions between, different phases of materials, the temperature and pressure relationship, all of that. It's going to become intuitive knowledge because it gives people a practical, instantaneous way to experiment with and intuitively understand these complex and disparate concepts. That being said, I am also almost 30. In fact, I will be 30 in about 5 months. And that isn't that's not meant to be that's not meant to be a dig at anybody who's older than that. It's just more a case of I'm getting a little bit tired and a little bit old, and I am definitely a little overworked at the moment. And the thought of having to relearn the game's mechanics just to play it in my spare time it's beyond daunting for me. And I know the devs are completely cognizant of this problem, because they, in their very own update for this Atmospherics update, they said, we know the game's not going to be for everyone in the current state, but it's approaching what we wanted it to be, and I respect that so much. You should not make the game for your players, you should make the game for yourselves, and then if the game is good, the players will play it. With that in mind, though, there is one thing I'd like to put out there, and I hope you take this for the good faith suggestion it is, which is that please don't forget players like me. The people who are not STEM, proficient, people who do not have backgrounds in engineering or physics or coding or whatever. Make sure that, I would suggest, I would request that as you go forward, the game you create is accessible to everybody from all backgrounds. Because locking your game's mechanics behind tertiary education is, in some ways a little bit, it's inaccessible by design, right? And I don't think that's what you're going for. I think you want to, I get the vibe that the devs are trying to make a game that is fun and interesting and exciting and completely unique. And if people from, rural Appalachia can never play it because the systems are too opaque, then that's not good. I'm not saying simplify them, please don't. The beauty of Stationeers comes from the fact that you've got all these complex systems interacting. But instead, please improve your tutorials, improve your community outreach, start asking people before you put out updates if that's what they want to see, if that's something they're interested in. And, if that's the case, then I guarantee you they will come forward and they'll say, hell yeah, brother, let's get some, give me a damn phase diagram chip so that I can see it in my tablet. That's actually a really good idea. Things like that, right? Just so that you don't end up leaving anybody behind, because there's no worse feeling than something you love slowly slipping out of your reach and you're just no longer really able to interact with it in the way you were before. Alright, that insane long-winded rant was all to basically say that I'm really impressed with what the devs have done here, but that it has somewhat exceeded my tolerance for relearning at this point, is probably the most polite way I can put that. I don't want to have to relearn the entire game every time an update comes out. It's put me off a lot of games in the past, and it has put me off this one for now, which means that realistically, Stationeers content on this channel is going to drop down to 0 after this episode comes out. I know that's really disappointing for a lot of you. It is very likely that at some point in the future, when I have more free time and more energy for it, I will return to this incredible game and relearn all of these disparate mechanics. But until then, unfortunately, it's on notice. It's on hiatus. It has exceeded me. It has surpassed me. I'll admit defeat, but I am very, very impressed by it nonetheless. So, to the developers, well done. You have produced something phenomenal. To the players who stuck with it, congratulations. You're more powerful than I will ever believe. And to the people like me who are just a little bit tired, don't feel bad about it. It's okay. Life is hard. Apparently there are aliens, and somehow I still have to pay rent. So, you know, I kind of get it. We're all just a little bit tired. And at the end of the day, games are meant to be fun, not work.
Today I want to show y'all how this dog, he mines so good. I want to show you something. Get that ball over here, dog. Come on. Come on. Bring it on right. You see, he working his way over this way. Bring the ball back, boy. Bring it on back, son. There you go. Joby, I'm over here, boy. Hey, boy. Don't go in that damn water. I'm over here. Don't go. You gonna get wet. You gonna get wet. I ain't gonna take you home. Well, come on. He got his damn feet wet now. Shit, dog. I'm waiting on you to throw your ball back to you, boy. Bring it on back. He's just studying it right now. Come on, boy. He got to do a little meditating. You know how dogs is and all. They have to think a little bit and ponder the whole situation. Cause he. Oh, Joby, what you doing, dog? Joby, that's the nastiest thing I ever seen you do. Bring your ball. This shit gonna get on your ball. Bring it on back. Oh, boy. No, you making a mess. Oh, good night. Dog, crank that car up, girl. Crank that car. Get me on out of here. I ain't taking that old shitty dog home with me.
Speaking of fun, why don't we run some of the services over to our various bits and pieces here. I think I'm going to start with the fuel pipe. That's going to have quite a long journey, and we're going to have to print up a lot of fuel pipes to make it work. But while we wait for everything else to come together, we can get started on this. Okay, our ore mining modules are now printing, which is really good. I think the left side rockets are going to be our ore miners, and the right side will be our ice miners. Now, there is something to be said about running two separate lines, one for the ices to go straight to the crushers, and one for the other line, but I think, honestly, I'm just going to run them on the same line. And if one backs up, then I'll leave that to homework for the user to rectify, I guess. Our ore mining module, you won't fit. There you go, now you'll fit. Okay, so yeah, it's going to be ore mining module, and then above that, we will put a coupler, and then above that goes the silo. I've got 3 silos. I need another 2 ore mining modules. We'll strip this one off there, put it on here. So yeah, actually, why don't the front two can be ore? So we'll just take off that ice mining module there, and we'll stick another ore mining module on that, and then I guess we could do that right now. Now I'll leave this one comboed, and then so these two will both be ore rockets, and these two will be ice rockets. Alright, so where do I want the walls to go for the rocket command? Now, it probably would be better. I think I'm going to have them all facing the same way. So we'll have one here, right? Large panel wall right there, and then we'll put another. Yeah, I'll have a little rocket command modules, right? And then, so yeah, we'll have the other 2 over here, just so you can see them all while walking in the same direction. I think that's more pleasant. Okay, how are we doing this? So the power comes in the side and goes that way. So we'll want to come. I'm pretty much just going to mirror the design both ways. So the ABC will go right there, and then we do the same thing here. And oh, I had it for a second. There we go. And right. I'm falling. And right over there. Okay, nice. Okay, power was significantly easier to run than I was expecting, at least for that part. Let's do the next piece. Okay, there we go. Nice, we've actually got power done. That was quick, which means I don't think I need to run anything under here. Oh, except the chutes. Oh my goodness, that's gonna take. Oh, there isn't enough iron on the planet, is there? I better get those printing. Oh, the chutes. I forgot about the chutes. Hey, this is my last ore mining module. Okay, start cooking up the couplings. And those are a lot faster, so hopefully that gets done soon. Okay, they will need 3 ice miners, and then I think we're good. Oh, and then we need, of course, we need the actual rockets. Like, the rockets themselves will need icy chips. Oh, no, never mind. We're not good. We're not good at all. All right, well, I have some shoots, so we can start some shooting, I suppose. Devs, if you're still watching after that insane rant from earlier, I'd really also like to see the ability to stack more than 10 shoots in a pile, because this is just frustrating for no reason. Like, these should stack to 100, I think. Hey, look at that. Very nice. I got 2 coupling modules. They said it couldn't be done. They've never been more wrong in their lives. Okay, so coupling module 1 is going to go right over here, and it's going to go up. Okay, you're an up module. Excellent. I like that you don't have to build these ones. That is a huge plus in my books. There goes the silo, and then, of course, coupling module down. And then we need the other ore miner, which is this guy. That's a silo module. That's an ore mining module. Okay, very nice. Yes, you are the silo. Alright, then this rocket just needs its cap, and we've got it. You are no longer going to take off, because I need to take you apart, because we need to take out all that ice from your... Or rather, we're going to pull out this ice drill and replace it with an ore drill. And then you're going to become an ore rocket exclusively. You're going to be an ore rocket exclusively. We just need to cap you off. And then you are up next, sir. I suppose I can weld in the steel sheet so long. You need to come apart. Wrench me. Angle grind me. Alright, and then we replace you with the ore mining module. There we go. And we put it all back. Put it all back. Okay, cool. So that should just function now. Right? Okay, well, it's still unloading. We'll see if it takes off. But this thing is now exclusively going to mine ores. Ores and ores and ores. And that segment needs to be black. Someone did say I should paint it pink and purple to be more thematic with the thumbnail. And they're so right, but I think that's a little too on the nose even for me. Alright, then the ice mining module can get placed down right over here. There we go. You're going to be an ice rocket. We need a coupler, then we can put down the silo. Okie dokes. You get the coupler facing up. There we go. Then you get a silo. And then you get the second coupler facing... That's a silo. Coupler. There we go. Facing down. And then we'll put the next ore mining module there. So we need 1, 2, 3 more ore mining modules. We have the other silo module, so we need 2 more couplers. And then 3 erotic automation parts, and then all the pieces to build them. And then, oh baby, then we fly.
Several days later.
How's that for timing? There is... Okay, that's going to be the last ice mining module I believe we need. And then we're just getting up to the automation module, the final piece of this puzzle. Ho, ho, ho. I did not think we'd get here, to be completely honest. So 1 more ice miner, 3 automation modules, and then all the foundational pieces of the rocket will be ready. Okay, now we are just waiting on electronic parts. Well, and a whole bunch of other stuff, of course, but mostly just electronic parts. Yeah, 10, 12, 12, 10, 8. Oh god, it's going to take a year to print them all. I think I might actually print another printer just to print them all. You make me another electronics printer. I should have done this ages ago. We would have been a lot further along. You make... Okay, you need iron. Well, just so happens, I know a guy. Okay, there's my extra electronics printer. I've got just the spot for you. Why don't you fit in right over there? Give me the iron sheets. No, that's steel. Iron sheets do exist. They are not a myth. I have seen them. Give me the stinky welded plastic. Oh, cable coil first. My apologies. My apologies, sir. Here we go. And then plastic meat. And then, of course, finish it all off with a delicious screwdriver. Excellent. You are going to get set to 50 as your stack. I don't even know what electronic circuits stack, or like electric parts stack to, but there we go. Turn you on. I want you to make electric boogaloo, electronic parts. Iron, gold, copper. Let's get at the stack. Okay, you are going to start making the good. There we go. Takes forever, but it is worth doing. And 3% left on that one, and then we can start the automation modules. Amazing.
4 to 6 days later.
Alrighty, that's that done. Oh, that looked a little bit scary, standing underneath that. We should now, so that chute's linked up, that's fuel linked up, almost. We got a couple pipes missing here and there. We got power linked up. We just need to now set up the logic, the power controllers, all the electronic parts for the various pieces. But we're getting a lot closer, man. We are getting a lot closer. There's one of the automation modules. Let's bring that with us. Bring me some plastic sheets as well. There we go. And I'm surprised I haven't had to build... I shouldn't say it out loud, but I am feeling pleasantly surprised that I have yet to have to build any... or smelt any more, like, resources. I'm sorry, my brain stopped working. I'm in between 7 thoughts, and ADHD's a real beast sometimes. Okay, electronic parts in. 20. Excuse me. I didn't say you could drop you. Okay, we have a rocket. It's official. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a rocket. Not all the rocket. We still got a few more pieces to put together, but we have some of a rocket. Okie dokes. Here's the next batch of things and whatchamajiggers. We've got to put together our consoles. We've got to put together... oh, we don't have my recall levers. That's the one thing I'm still missing. But this should be the start of something beautiful. We also still need our APCs. So where did I have this? I'll have the screens coming in from about here. That should be fine, right? LED display small? Yeah, right over there. 1, 2, excuse me. 3, 4. That'll work for that. And then the same over on the side. Okay, then we need to program our chips. You guys know the drill by now. Stick that in there. We are going to edit. We're going to go to the library. We're going to get the rocket controller by Cows Are Evil. Amazing script. Works just fine the first try. We're going to hit confirm. And we're going to stick the chips in there. We haven't programmed the pins yet, but that's okay. We can program our chips so long. Export. Oh, that one wasn't done, was it? Nope. No, it was not. Export. There we go. And program that one too. Excellent. Okay, so we've got 3 chips, 3 housings, 3 packages of code. Oh, it's all 3s. 3 is the magic number. Blind Melon told us. They warned us of this years ago. We didn't believe them.
And 54 is a 45 more than what is the answer, Marta?
9.
No, it's 8.
No, it's 9.
Yes, I was testing you. It's 9. And that's a magic number.
Okay, 10 electronic parts to finish that. We needed some more for there. And, what do you know? What do you know? That's 20. That's 10. Put that in there. We got 1 extra for some reason. Sure, why not? And then I still needed some plastic sheets here. And now it's just electronic parts. We've got all of the sheets of all the various descriptions in. We just need the electronic parts. That's amazing. Alright, and I've been printing cable coil like crazy. So let's start wiring up all of this. Ah, so much repetitive work in this, isn't there? This is all for you people, by the way. I could have just left this series in the dirt where it belonged, but no. No, I thought I was going to be a good YouTuber and provide my audience with the save file I've been working with in a usable state so that, you know, I could rest on my laurels and think I did a job well done. So, if you'd be so kind, please, as to just show us a bit of love, that'd be great. You know, like the video, maybe subscribe if you haven't yet. I'd be really appreciate it. Because this has been, I mean, this session alone has been 4.5 hours. Okay, this is where the fun begins. So in order, it is mode, fuel, minables, cargo. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this, because I'm lazy. Okay, everything is named correctly now. We've got the pumps named, we've got the displays named. I'm going to turn everybody on. And then I need to go and... What's going on here? Oh, I see the problem. Yeah, that's bad. Yeah, that's not ideal. Yeah, that probably shouldn't have been turned on, huh? Yeah, is this one blown up yet? It's about to. Pretty sure it's about to. Which means that pipe is at 60 kPa. That one's at 30. Yeah, that's my mistake. Those volume pumps were not meant to be on. That's a bit of an oopsie. How's the tank doing? Well, the tank's been vacuumed out now. We wasted a bunch of fuel, but other than that, not too much was lost. These things are pretty resilient, thankfully. You know what? One other quality of life thing I really want to do is get 3 extra advanced canisters. And so that's why that way I don't have to, like, vent my suit to the atmosphere every time I want to swap out my... my canisters. That's going to be really nice. Let's get 3 more smart canisters made. So why am I doing this? Well, put that in there. You stick this in there, and you stick this in there. Let them pressurize, right? The way we want them to be. So that's now at 17 kilopascals. Well, now I can just do this, and that way I don't ever actually have no canister in my suit, so I don't get all the warnings, which is a nice change of pace. There we go. And once they're fully pressurized, there we go. We can get like a whole bunch more gas in our suits, a whole bunch faster. Base is pretty much fully automated. The only thing we haven't automated so far is the release of pressure and so like overflows things. We haven't automated the overflow stuff, and we have not yet in any way automated growing. Growing, in fact, doesn't happen unless I manually do it. But you just, in base game Stationeers, you just don't need to do like automated growing. It's just completely unnecessary. Because what you end up doing, right, by mistake, more than anything else, is you'll end up producing too many plants, and having too many plants will eventually crash your frame rate, just because of the number of objects that are placed into the world, right? Like once you've harvested all the potatoes and things, you just end up with too much, in my experience. And so I'm actually kind of trying to avoid that a little bit here if I can. Okay, that's all of that configured. Before we turn the rockets on, though, because this one still functions, there's one thing I do need to do. Well, it shouldn't fire up now, right? Anyway, so you go. You're going to start pumping fuel in. It shouldn't take off because this is not set to on. But just in case it does, I'm going to turn that off. Did that turn this off? No, it didn't. Okay, that's a little scary. Don't just do it like that. That's not the smart way to do this. Well, I guess let's see if this thing launches. In that case, just in case it does, we should probably get the old paint job ready to go, huh? So, what color do I want the ore drills to be? I definitely want you guys to be blue. I know that much. So let's get blue, blue, blue. Oh, this is missing something. 10 electronic parts. Oopsie, I'm not done. Ooh, there were pieces missing to the puzzle. Okay, I think blue and green. Blue and green for these rockets. Let's try that. Nice environmentally friendly transport right here. No. Well, maybe let's do the whole thing and see how it looks. I think I hate it. I think I hate it. It's official. I hate it. Okay, blue and white. I think that's more like it. I did for the minables ones. You're going to be white, all these central pieces, as is tradition. And then, I think we do, for the drills, I think we're going to do something more vibrant. Maybe orange. Let's do orange. There we go. Give them a bit more personality, rather than just the old satin 5, you know? Orange and white. And blue and white. I think I'm happier with that. Alrighty. All the rockets are all kinds of ready. You're pumping gas. You're pumping gas. Oh yeah. You're already quite pumped, if I remember correctly. Yes, yeah. You've got enough. You've got enough. Hopefully it doesn't break anything. Seal this in. I think it might just make it that the first maiden flight is a little longer than normal. So it'll probably just sort of run out of storage space more than anything else. Alright, very nice. Very nice. Last thing, before we wrap up this series once and for all. Oh, that looks amazing. Lots of cool stuff to still be done, of course, if you're so inclined. But the one thing I want to do is just increase the number of sorters we've got here. So I'm going to take, I think we'll do 3 more. Let's get 3 more sorters and just get them functional. And of course, I need to make some copper. Okay, 4 more sorters. How are we going to do this? I need to bring ore in from that line right there, as we know, and then it needs to be distributed along this way. So I need to clear some space here and start sorting. The sun is up tomorrow. Na, 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 na. Something about being an orphan. Na, na, na. It's the most truly insane base I think I've ever produced. It's just sort of like, there's no purpose to it, but that's kind of the point. I don't know. It's certainly unique. We'll have another one there, another one there, and another one there. Okay, cool. There we go. All the sorters are now wired up. It's a little eclectic, but it'll work. We had to sort of go around the front and the back just because of the way the chutes interact with them. You can't pass wires through. So give me this chute here. How are we going to do this? We are going to need overflow chutes. Yeah, it's going to have to work with overflows. I can't think of another way I could do this. So we're going to use overflows. Okay, so let's get a bunch of chutes, because we're going to need a bunch of chutes to do this, because you always need a bunch of chutes to do anything in this game. Shoot, 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 shoots. It's the only thing that ever runs through my mind. It is the word I curse when I fall asleep. It is the word I dread when I wake up. It is... everything is shoots and nothing is safe. Okay, drop this. We're also going to have to do a bit more of a weaving pattern here to make it all fit now. That shouldn't be too hard to pull off, though. We're going to pull up all of this and get started on the plan. Okay, so we know the ore is going to be going that way. So let's start with the ore, shall we? You're going to come down. The ore will run at the bottom, just because that's what I'm currently clicking on. Then we need a junction right over here. This is going to be a junction, just like that. And the ore will come in the bottom. Alright, great. So that's ore going that way. And of course, hold on. Gotta have windows. It's a YouTube video. Okay, you don't need to be a junction. You can just be a corner. And you're going to go like that. Okay, cool. So that's all of the unfiltered crud, which is going to be ore, going this way. And all the filtered crud is going to go this way. So how are we going to do that? We're going to just take it out one. That's the easiest way to do this, I think. And again, I think we'll put our windows right over here. You can see through that one to that one. Alright, nice. Okay, so that works. So now ore goes to the left, ices go to the right. The same as before, same as we've seen a million times. We're going to switch this down. There we go. So that is currently connected up. Now we just got to put together the inputs and then set up the filters. So the input's going to have to move slightly. That's not going to work anymore, because now we're going to need to use a series of overflows. Ooh, this is going to be tricky. How are we going to do this? It would be ideal if it sort of went this way. It would simplify it a lot if I just moved this, to be completely honest. So we're going to do that. So you are going to become a corner. Alright. And then you're going to go this way and then come up there. And that's going to make my life a hell of a lot easier, because that way I can use overflow valves. So, like that, like that, like that, and then like that. And then the one at the end will get the most use. I think if I remember correctly, that's how overflows work. Oh, and of course, how could I forget? The windows. Oh, we actually had enough chutes to pull that off. Incroyable. Alright, let's do incroyable. I don't remember how to speak words. They are all turned on, they're all wired up, they've all got their various inputs set up. Okay, I think we're cooking. Final piece, I gotta do a whole bunch more clicking. Ugh. I got a lot of pushback, by the way, on my suggestion that there should be a pop-out menu. For the people who are not happy with that, tough shit. I think it's gonna be significantly better if we just do it that way, to be completely honest. Because now I've got to do, or give me an ice filter. I'd also be fine with that. It's so far away and it's so hard to see. God, if you need glasses, good luck doing this. Or you know what would filter it? If you really don't want to make this a pop-out menu, and fair enough, you want to have an in-world immersive menu, give me a search filter. Just give me a search filter right here. I can just type ice. Because I press I and I open my damn helmet. You see? You see the problem? Okay, there we go. Very nice. It's done. Hopefully. Please, Lord, save me from this moment. I think we're good here. Maybe, possibly. Who knows? At Stationeers, there's always more to do. That's the beauty of the game. I think, though, that we're all linked up. We're all sorted up. We're all feeling great. Let's go launch some damn rockets, boys. Oh, you know what I will add? One final piece to the puzzle. One final piece to the puzzle. I will add pressure overflow valves on oxygen, volatiles, and nitrogen. Technically, they all need it, but I mean, the rest of them probably don't need it as urgently. because I know somebody's going to play this and they're going to just blow up. So what we need here is we want a back pressure regulator. And basically once the pressure in the tanks becomes too high, we just let the gas out. Just let it go into the air. Who cares? Okay, so how does this work? We got back pressure regulators down, and now what do we do to make sure that the pressure in this pipe never exceeds what we're capable of? Well, it's simple. We turn it on, and you'll see it's currently at 50 kPa, and you're going to see we're getting a bunch of gas in the space around me, and that's because it's letting gas through from here out into the atmosphere. But we don't want to let out all this precious gas we've saved up all over this time. What we want to do is tell it to only let out above a certain threshold. So I'm just going to type in a whole bunch of 5s, and it'll max it out. These things max out at 20 megapascals, basically. These tanks can take up to 60, so we are reducing their capacity by a third, but we're also guaranteeing that we're never going to have explosions. So that can just stay on, just like that, and we do it again. Turn it on, and voila, suddenly oxygen tank's never going to blow up. It takes just a few seconds. It's really, really straightforward to do, and it is very much worth doing. Trust me. Okay, pipe cowlings here, and let's wire this up. Okay, there we go. That's hydrogen and nitrous set up as well. Both set to 20 megapascals. That should never blow up now. And then finally, last piece of the puzzle, we just got to do these lads here. And funny enough, we do actually need to use a vent on that one, because if we just put the cowling into that room, it'll explode because it hasn't got the door with the vents on it. Glad I caught that now. We'll just put this, we got this black passive vent right here. We'll just stick on it. Okay, cool. That'll let out the gas when it gets above the 20 megapascal pressure limit. We just need to do this now. Give me that pipe. Give me this pipe. Give me... You guys know the drill. Give me that pipe. Link the lad up. There we go. And then just wire it in. Perfect. Okay, cool. So now we have automated pressure regulation all around. I mean, we're still far, far away from that being a problem, but that way, if it becomes a problem, you now have the tools to deal with it. You, my dear beloved viewers, you can now deal with it without any trouble. And then, yes, I think it is time. I think we're as prepared as we're going to be. I think all of our systems and their myriad forms are ready and complete to receive the bountiful loads that these rockets shall provide. Let's turn them on. Launch, my pretties. Launch, yes. Oh, my darlings. Get out of here. Go. Be gone with you. Be gone with you. Fly into the night. Rescue me from my own peril. And you don't have enough fuel because we ran out of, I'm guessing, nitrous. Oh, no. Well, there you go, everybody. The base is done as it's going to be for now. Filters have been changed, just in case you do decide to download it. You'll find links in the description showing where you can download everything. And as always, the sun's set unfortunately now, but man, what a journey. There's still lots to do. Can put some lights in the base, can move some things around, can do some cool thingamawhatsit with the thingamajiggers. You know how it all is. You know how dogs is and all that. But yeah, as you can see, we are slowly pumping fuel into these. In fact, I'm a little bit worried we won't have enough to launch again, because I think it needs 5,000 to launch. But hopefully we have enough juice in the tank to make it all work. Thank you all so much for hanging out today for one last final time. Goodbye, and I'll see you all in the next one. Cheers. You made it to the end of the video. Congratulations and thank you. That puts you in the top 3% of viewers. Here's another video that YouTube thinks you're going to like, and here is a list of all the patron and channel member names. If you don't see yours on there, you can find a link down in the description where you can sign up and support this content directly. If your name is on there, well, you probably already know that, huh? So, what are you still doing here?